here in Boise, Idaho. This is actually my first triathlon, a half Ironman. I don't feel nervous yet, but I think partially because I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. It's my first one, and I got a great team behind me, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get started. I'm Apolo Ohno, and I'm built with chocolate milk. I feel good. I feel really good about my first triathlon ever. I have like no stress, no pressure, a little pressure here and there. Luckily, Crowy's here as an advisor to the team. You know, I got to swim with him, I got to run with him, which has been awesome.
Yeah, well, as part of Team Chocolate Milk, I wanted to come out and watch him do his first triathlon. There's certain things I can pass on to him, you know, specific to tomorrow, but also the next few months in the build-up to the main challenge, which is going to come in Kona in October. Obviously, he's a world-class athlete, gold standard in another sport, so you know he's going to have the tenacity and the desire. But it is a completely different sport. You know, he was a short-track speed skater, so that's a lot of speed, power, explosiveness. And what we're sort of asking him to do now is an ultra-endurance event. He needs to start training again this week, so he needs to recover from this effort. You know, by pounding that chocolate milk straight away and getting that protein in, you know, he started down the path of great recovery already.
This weekend I came out to Boise primarily just to cheer on Apollo and also to learn from the entire experience. I'm doing my first half in Muncie, Indiana next month, and you know, I've never been in this kind of race environment. I've only done a sprint triathlon before, so it's really helpful for me to kind of see a dress rehearsal of it all before I'm actually going to have to do it.
It's a pretty big ask for him to be taking on a 70.3 distance as his first triathlon. You know, training it's been a little weak. I'm sort of hoping that this is the wake-up call for Apollo, where he just has a grasp or an understanding of what it is that's ahead of him. The only thing going against that is that he's so incredibly talented. He is such a gifted athlete that I think that he'll be able to get away with a lot. You know, I want him to engage a little more. I need I'm going after an Olympic medal Apollo to come to the table. To me, this is where it all starts.
I haven't done a lot of open water swimming, so my sighting, I guess, wasn't the most efficient. And it was just hard. I don't know, I think I could have went faster if I didn't zigzag a little bit so much and take so many like breaks. I can tell you I couldn't have gone harder in the swim. And then I got out and I was incredibly dizzy. I remember that. And I was like looking around and people were like yelling at me and cheering, and one guy's like, "Take off your wetsuit, sit on the floor." And I think he helped me take my wetsuit off. And I just took off and ran back, got the wetsuit, then I get to the bike, and Paula was there at the bike, and she was yelling like, "Come on, I want to get brunch. Let's do this." I'm like, I haven't even started yet. So I went as hard as I possibly could on the bike. It was a really poor decision on my part because I got so tired. I hammered as hard as I could to go home. I got off and rack your bike, throw your helmet down, get your gear on, don't forget your salt tablets, don't forget your nutrition, and then start. The last 13.1 for me was brutal. And then plus, you know, all the crowd was there, and I'm like jacked up because I don't want to run too slow. 2 laps around, I kept putting like tons of ice in my hat. From mile 7 to mile 10, I was really hurting. And I saw Crowy for the last 2 miles, I think, and then he told me, he's like, "Look, if you run hard this last mile, you can break 5 hours." I just hammered as hard as I could. When I crossed the finish line, it was amazing. You're obviously very, very excited. It's a learning experience. It was my first triathlon. It hurt like crazy. Crossing the finish line, grabbing a chocolate milk, slamming the first one down. Probably the most delicious thing you could have.
What I saw today, an amazing, unbelievable amount of talent. It's given us a good benchmark. I wanted it to be a wake-up call. I wanted him to feel the pain of it out there. I wanted him to see other athletes around him and how good they were. Considering it was his first triathlon, it was fantastic.
I knew once the lights came on and the gun went off, he would flick a switch, and that's what world-class athletes do, you know. So I was proud to be asked to help him out in whatever small way, and he should be proud of himself. That was a great performance today.
I tell you what, this is a very, very good wake-up call. How much more committed I have to be to do this thing properly. Triathletes are amazing, and half Ironman and Ironman, it just makes me respect them so much more. It was awesome.